Hello and welcome to Focus on Liberia. Welcome to this very special and moveful broadcast. I am Anthony C.A., a son of Ninkru Town. Please do us a favor, share this broadcast with your contact. If you are like me from Ninkru Town, be here. Let us have a conversation. If you are a Liberian, be here. Let us have a conversation. If you are a friend of Liberia, be here and let us have a discussion. We are here to talk about the Ninkru Town Stampede that took away the lives of about 30 persons. And the broadcast is dedicated to mourn for the victims. Here at Focus on Liberia, we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. But in today's edition, we are here to mourn Liberia. We are here to do a root cause analysis. The situation, as unfortunate as it was, as avoidable as it was, yet it happened. We cannot do anything about what happened. What we can do is to prevent this from happening again. So we will do some root cause analysis. Let us not give this situation the usual Liberian way of doing things. We have to ask the questions. What happened? Why it happened? Who is responsible? What is responsible? Could this have been prevented? And if the answer is yes, how could it have been prevented? Someone might say, it is late now. We lost their lives. But these are the questions we must ask to prevent this ugly, this painful, this avoidable, this unfortunate situation from happening again. The people of Ninkru Town are in tears, especially those families who lost their loved ones. They are in tears. Nothing we say now will be enough to calm down their pain or take away their grief. Nothing we say here will be a solution to what that has already happened. But we must be responsible people. We must be responsible people. We need to talk about this in a responsible way. Stampede. We know this has happened, I can say quite too often around the world. But this is the first of its kind from what I know in Ninkru Town. And talking about 30 persons and talking about where it has happened. Why? Why this happened? Well, this broadcast is dedicated to Ninkru Town. The people of Ninkru Town must have a conversation, a difficult one, a serious one. We must find the answers to the why, the how, the who is responsible, the what is responsible. Could they have been prevented? What can we do now? We must find the answers. And we can only find the answers if we are willing to have this dialogue about what happened. And so if you are listening to me, join us and let us have this conversation. We lost our lives. They are gone now. They left loved ones behind who are in pain, who are in tears. Do we wish or want to see all the families of that community to come to face anything similar to the tragic and unfortunate situation? The answer is no. That's the easier part, just saying no. But what do we do to prevent that from happening? And that is the essence of this broadcast. Before we get started officially, we will play a song by Brother Asifo Quia. I hope I got that name right. Brother Quia sang this beautiful, moving, inspirational, and I can say powerful gospel music, and it was done in our local vernacular, the Kru language, the cloud language. Let us listen to it, and let us pour ourselves in the moment of mourning, of sorrow, and deep reflection for what has happened. And maybe we will find the strength that we need to have this dialogue about what happened. So let us listen, and I encourage you to get your phone ready to call, because we have opened the phone line already.
Siete astronomo Señor, omona kunyo, nye kujurine anesroja, pri kwinyo, urarenyo, ye muwesie, nye swa mona wiwo, omunjetu, ye modeko.
All right. Beautiful song there by Brother Asifo Quia. He is a proud and wonderful son of Ninkru Town. And he, I believe, about some 10 plus years ago, released this beautiful Kru gospel music talking about Yenumona. They were happy. He was talking about the Lord, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. The number to call to participate in this special broadcast dedicated to the people of Ninkru Town and especially our family members, our relatives and neighbors and friends who lost their loved ones. The number to call is 605-313-6004. Enter the code 791-403 and then the pound to join the conversation. And folks, when you call, the focus of this discussion is to do what we call root cause analysis on the death of about 30 people in Nkrumah town. Now, when you call, we want to know what happened. What do you know? Why you think what that happened happened? And we also want to know what can be done to prevent this from happening again. Are you ready for us to have this very, very difficult conversation? And this is the serious part. Who or what is responsible for this? Are you ready to have this conversation? Now, we heard from so many people. Some are saying Apostle Abraham Nkrumah is responsible. Do you think he is responsible? I want you to also weigh in on that. Some are saying the Nkrumah Town local government is responsible. The governor of Nkrumah Town is responsible. Why is she? My understanding is the governor is a female. I don't know whether that is the case now. Whoever the governor is she responsible? How and why you think so? Some are saying the Ministry of Health is responsible. Some are saying the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Health is not enforcing its COVID-19 protocols. Does the Ministry of Health share some responsibility? Were the COVID-19 protocols violated here? Can we think about that? Can we hold anybody responsible? Some are saying the administration of the D12 Memorial High School is responsible. That is the school that I graduated from. I don't know how it is now. But when I was there, if anybody wanted to use that D12 sport page, as we refer to the field of D12, you needed to talk to the school administration. The principal of the school needed to know something about it. They were the one making the decision as to who uses that sport page during my time. If that is still the case now, can we hold the school responsible for granting permission to this apostle to hold a crusade? Did they ask the right questions? What are the requirements, by the way, for using that stadium for a crusade or anything? In the requirements, is security one of those things that are required? If that is the case, were the proper security measures put into place that could have avoided this unfortunate, painful situation? This is a conversation we must have. And maybe it would take us to who or what is responsible. And then it will put us in a position to be able to prevent this thing from happening again. The root cause analysis is key in getting to the bottom of what happened, how this happened, who and what is responsible, and how it can be prevented again. Some are saying the Zogos. Really? The Zogos are responsible. We are talking about alleged criminal gangs. As many of you might be aware. If you don't, let me share with you. According to reports from eyewitnesses, residents of the borough of Ninkretown, during that crusade, someone has alarmed that the Zogos were there with knives and they were snatching people valuables, and that they were hurting people with things like knives that they had in their hand. One of the residents narrated that story. And that's how the whole panic started, and people started running for fear of their life. And those who fell got trampled upon, and that is how they met their unfortunate and untimely death. So the question is, can we blame the Zogos? Are the Zogos responsible here? So if the Zogos are responsible for this, who is responsible to put these Zogos under control in place to handle them? Why are these Zogos not being rehabilitated in the first place? The issue of Zogo crisis has been around for so long now. Doesn't the government know about the Zogos crisis that we have in our country? Weren't these very Zogos engaged law enforcement officers around the Douala area, where there's exchange? They were in an exchange. It was a fight. Live bullets were fired. I understand the Zogos acting like knives with them. And they went at the police. My understanding was that some military personnel were also taken, some ex-generals were taken to help to combat the Zogos. And the government of Liberia, with this knowledge, did not do anything to get those Zogos out of that community, put them somewhere to rehabilitate them. Do we even have money in the budget for the Zogo crisis? So you see, when I posted in our Ninkretown chat room, somebody was telling me, what is there to analyze? We need to do a root cause analysis and personalizing. What is there to analyze? This is a typical Liberian man way of doing things. We're talking about 30 persons, some of whom were breadwinners of their families, and they just meant their untimely death. And you don't want us to get to the bottom of this, to find the answers that will put us in a better position to prevent this thing from happening. I did not come today to yell at anybody. I have come with pains in my heart, overwhelmed and swept by sorrow. I live in that Ninkretown. Life is a challenge. Finding bread or food to eat was a challenge. And I believe that is the situation many face today. You wake up in the morning and you don't know how to begin the day. And because of no opportunity whatsoever anywhere, people have resorted to these crusades, seeking answers, some seeking miracles, some seeking cure for sometimes some curable diseases or problems or medical conditions that they have. They wait for these crusades because somehow these apostles, these pastors, believe that God has given them the power to heal, to redeem, and to cure. Is it because the hospitals are not there for our people? And so they have to turn to so-called pastors and apostles for miracles. This was not the first crusade at D12. But let me bring in another institution or agency some people are pointing the accusing fingers at. Some are saying it's the Liberian Electricity Corporation, the LEC. The LEC as an institution has not been reliable. At some point during the crusade, some people are saying the LEC light went off. LEC cannot provide a sustained and reliable electricity for our people. And so when the lights went off, the place got dark, then this opportunity was ripe for the Zogos to intervene because they would not be easily identified. And so the Zogos were there now to do what they do best, to hurt and to steal. Does the LEC share some responsibility here? Would this have not happened if the lights had stayed on? How true can that be? These very Zogos in the day engaged the police, engaged military people. And I believe they won because they have stayed around. The authority has not been able to put this situation under control, this crisis under control. These gangs cause Zogos because they don't have opportunity. They don't have the skills they need to survive in a challenging country that has zero or little opportunity for its citizens. Some have taken matters into their own hands. And they will do it their way even if it hurts other people, even if it leads to the death of others. That's the only way to know. Can we change that? If we change that, will we be in a better place? When we change the situation, will that prevent anything of this matter, anything like this from happening again? That is a huge possibility. So, folks, it is time for you to call. Let me bring you the phone number. The phone number, by the way, is in the strolling text below, but I will display it on the phone, on the screen quickly. If you are from Ninkru Town, friend of Ninkru Town, you are a Liberian from Liberia, let us talk about this. That is the phone number to call. That is the phone number to call. And when you call, I want you to know we are doing a root cause analysis on the death of the 30 people that died in Ninkru Town in a stabbing situation. What happened and why it happened? I'm asking. What can be done to prevent this thing from happening again? I'm asking. Who or what is responsible? Is Pastor Abraham Nkrumah responsible? Is the Ninkru Town local government, the governor, responsible? And how? If that is your answer. Ministry of Health, COVID-19 protocols. Is that still in effect, by the way? Was that violated? Some people say no. What kind of COVID protocol are you talking about? We just had a national county meet when people were just all together in several hundreds. My understanding is that the COVID-19 protocol restricts gathering to 30. Is that protocol still in force? If yes, then does the Ministry of Health here share some responsibility? And who is in charge of enforcing this particular protocol if it is still in force anyway? From locality to locality. Is that the local government that are supposed to enforce that? Is that man D12? The administration? Are they aware of this COVID protocol? Why did these people go to this crusade anyway? For miracles? For healing? Is God still in this business of miracle? Did they go there somehow so that manna will fall from heaven for them tomorrow or the next day? Is manna still falling from heaven? Why do our people carry themselves to these crusades anyway? We have had several of them. Several of them. And our communities remain the same. Our people life remain the same despite one crusade after the other. I want you to call and let us hear your take. Some are blaming the Zogo, the alleged criminal gangs. Some are blaming the Liberia Electricity Corporation, the LEC. Who or what is responsible? And why? And why? Why? And why you think that person or you think that thing is responsible? And again, why? When we answer the whys and we answer the who or what, I think we might be in a position to know that this thing could have been prevented. Maybe if the COVID-19 protocols, stay in effect, if we have enforced them, or whoever responsible to enforce them had done so, of course, yes. No one wants to call. So I will take a short break. When I come back, if there's no call, then I will do an analysis. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. And before I go, may I remind you that this discussion, this broadcast is dedicated solely to the people of Ninkrutan, especially those families who lost their loved ones. If you call, if you don't want to answer any of these questions, you can just come and express words of sympathy and sorrow to those families who are grieving right now, and to the people of Ninkrutan. You can so do. Anything you want to say to the people of Ninkrutan, that is the number to call. And that number is also in the strolling text below. I will now take a short break while I wait for you to call in and participate. And when I come back, we will continue with the broadcast. Stay tuned.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
Dennis Jah, thank you. And I am answering CA in this very, very special and morning edition of my program here at Focus on Liberia, the hour of politics. In this broadcast, we are doing what we call a root cause analysis as we mourn the victims in a stampede that took place in the borough of Ninkrutan. 30 persons, about that number confirmed dead. Could they have been prevented? Who is responsible? Who can we blame? Who can we hold accountable? What can we do to avoid this from happening again? Because no one wants to see this happen again. This is painful. People are hurting. Children lost their lives when this happened. It was also reported that a pregnant woman too got killed during the incident. She was being trampled on. When people got panic after it was alarmed that these criminal gangs called Zogo were snatching people valuables and hurting people, they thought to run for their lives. And in our effort, some fell. And those who too were on the run, not knowing somebody was on the ground or some people were on the ground, have no option other than to walk on them. And as they did, those people who were on the floor was being stepped on over and over. That was painful. No one should die like that. Of course, this could have been prevented. Of course, this could have been avoided. Why were the people there? Some are crushed in their spirit economically. They don't have economic opportunities to survive. Life is a challenge. Religion is a huge part of our lives as a people. Africa in particular. Mine, Liberia, your Liberia in particular. Our Ninkra town. I lived there. It's like after every block, there is a church. Religion is a huge part in the lives of the people of Ninkra town. Churches all over. And people in their destitution. The country offers nothing, little or zero for them. And in their economic sorrow, they have to find hope somewhere. Oh yes, it must come from somewhere. For as a human being, when you don't have hope, you don't have a life. I don't remember what exactly the Bible said about hope. And you, the Bible guys, should help me here. That hope is the sustenance of things not seen as evidence of something, it said. I wish I've done my research before coming here. But what I'm saying to you is hope. It's a powerful virtue. It's like a spirit that keeps you alive. It revives you. It strengthens you. It keeps you going. You need it, especially when you are in a poor country. But it has its own disadvantages as well, especially the miracle side. The side that somehow there is this supreme God Almighty who, when you pray to, or when you pray to him through a pastor, about your economic situation, about a condition, be it medical or a disease that is tormenting your life, somehow there will be this resolution or this solution, this deliverance. And so it is a huge part of our people's life. If these people have economic opportunities, where they have jobs and they are engaged and they have come to understand that our ancestors taught us. And that is why I lean more on the ancestors. When I was coming up, my father called Sienamwe. He retired now. He was a fisherman. He will go fishing. He will come and he will bring the fish. My mother, too, will go on the farm. Our people are farmers. Our ancestors, they cultivated the land to feed us. In fact, when it came to medical care, our people used herbs. They were not chanting. Somehow this religion thing will come to Africa. And somehow the virtue that was passed down to us, the value that was passed down to us by our ancestors, our forefathers, who cultivated the land, who farmed, who made farina, who caught palm nut, who caught cabbage, who planted everything. And that was the way they could survive. They were not praying to no any other deity to miraculously provide food for them. And somehow this thing called religions were brought on us. And our people bought it and they sit down, some of them. And so, in these people destitution and search for economic relief, they don't see opportunity on the horizon. They don't see it in the community. You have to be connected to survive. And they are not connected. They resort to one thing. It's called hope. And where do they get it from? They get it from their churches. And so the pastors, the bishops, and all these people are taking advantage of these people's poverty. Some are even telling them a price to pay to get a miracle. If you give $100, you will get $100 miracle or blessing. I need 200 persons to come here with $200. Your blessing will be different. Some way, somehow, even though Comrade Jesus did not sell any miracle, he didn't put a price on it. These people are putting prices on miracles. And our people are right there and buying it. What is responsible for that, you want to know? Poverty. Lack of opportunity. No jobs for our people. A country in economic destitution, in which its meager resources are not used to improving the material condition of the people. And so they are left alone. Many of us got so lucky. Someone would say blessed. And we are in the white man's land. It didn't matter how much education you got, you will find a job. That job will put bread on your table. That job will pay your mortgage. It will pay your rent. It will pay for your car. It will feed your children. And you will have little more left to help your family in Liberia. Some people don't have that opportunity. I don't remember the last time I prayed for a job because it's available. I don't remember when I went to a crusade just for a job. If I'm sick, I go to the hospital. Opportunities, the lack thereof, is also responsible for what happened today. I mean, what happened to our people on Wednesday. Can the state provide opportunities for its citizens? Can the state launch a massive skill training program for its citizens to engage them into productive activities so that they will not be wandering around? Can the state invest money to rehabilitate the youth, the Zogos, train them and give them skills, and flush the drugs out of their system so they can become a threat to the community? Can the state do that? Yes, the state can do that. But will the state do that? They are dead now. They are gone. D12. The administration of D12. I don't know. Were you the one who gave the approval for that field to be used for this crusade? What are the requirements? Was security one of those? Were you certified with whatever security measures they told you they were putting in place? How long that crusade is supposed to be anyway? What was the time? Are you not aware of the Zogos in that area? Did you take that into consideration that there could be a possibility? I am doing a root cause analysis. I'm not sure if the D12 administration approved this place to be used. When I was there, that was the case. The local government, the office of the governor of the borough of Dinkru Town, did you have any decision to make here for that place to be used? My understanding is that is the property of D12 High School. Chances are that D12 make that decision. But if the governor had anything to do with it, what the right questions are asked? Or those questions were not asked because somehow this powerful man of God was coming to redeem our people, to kill them and bless them so that they will not be poor again, right? So you were motivated by that. Are you aware of a COVID-19 protocol? Is that COVID-19 protocol thing still in force? If that is the case, couldn't you have used it? That if my memory is fresh, about 50% and not more than that should gather in a place. Maybe whoever had the authority to grant this approval for the crusade was like, whoa, there was a county sports meet. We saw several hundreds gathering. We saw the leader of the nation play. COVID-19 protocol was not observed. Again, I emphasize, if that is still in place. And so how come the ordinary man or the local man should be worrying about COVID-19? After all, there's no COVID in Liberia, some will say. So no, not get time for COVID-19. There are people that need to be cured. Only the men of God can do it. The hospitals cannot provide cure for our people. So we need to grant them the opportunity to seek that instant and immediate cure from this man of God, quote unquote, so-called apostle. And then some of you who are so big with the Christian thing and this God thing, when we are asking questions, God gave us 5 senses. The most miraculous thing, the God Almighty that I know has ever blessed us with, our 5 senses. And he told us we should be wise as a serpent, if I'm right. I'm not sure of that, but something along the lines. That God asked us, encouraged us, mandated us to be smart. And somewhere in that good boy said, we are small gods. Nkrumah Town is in pain today because of what happened. What happened was a group of people gathered at a crusade that was intended to bless our people. I understand some went there seeking instant blessing. And why this crusade was ongoing, as the people tried to walk out, there was few things reportedly from our witnesses and others that happened. One, according to one prominent son of Nkrumah Town, Robert Thier, that the current went off. He said that was a contributing factor. That could be. And that because that light went off, the Zogo said, well, the time is right. The situation is right to strike. Most of those people that gather, they went with their cell phones. We can snatch those things from them. If it means we hurt them, we'll do so. That is what we are good at. We have to find our way to survive. And this is the only way we know. This is a gold mine here. One narrated, oh, there are Zogos in among us here with knives. They are hurting people with knives. And so people started running. Why it happened? Because Zogos were there reportedly and according to some eyewitness. And they were snatching people's phone. While they were there. This thing happened because there was a crusade called by a man of God, Apostle Abraham Nkrumah, in which he's supposed to be performing miracles, supposed to be healing people, delivering people, teaching people economic situation, and our people have believed that. Why it happened? Because somebody granted the approval for that particular D2 page to be used. Why it happened? Because our people had gathered there because they were looking for solution. Now, who or what is responsible? Some are saying Apostle Abraham Nkrumah is responsible. People don't want to call, so I'm going to do this monologue or monolithic analysis. So, if the pastor is responsible, if he had not called for a crusade, and I would say to falsely make our people to believe that he can cure them and change their economic situation, this would not have happened. So yes, he is responsible. I'm not a coward. Safe being with your man of God and touch not my prophet and do my days no harm. Safe mean all that. I'm talking about lives that we just lost on foolishness. So yes, this pastor, the apostle, is responsible. How, you want to know? Of course, this crusade was not about saving people's lives. This crusade was not about curing people, delivering people. No, it was not about it. What it was for was all about this apostle to collect offering, to fill his pockets, and give our people nothing for but false hopes. That is what it was all about. So yes, he is responsible. All the many crusades that have been held in Liberia. Look at our country. You see poverty and hunger on the faces of the people. You see underdevelopment. You see corruption. Churches are even corrupt. And nearly everybody in Liberia just corrupt. And yet we have these churches. And yet we have religious events. Yeah, everybody is either part of the mosque or part of his church or a Christian somehow. No one dare question, why have we had these so many crusades that's supposed to just, take away all the witchcrafts out of these communities, and yet these things are still happening. The Nicrotown local government, I don't know much if the governor will have any decision. I don't know if the governor was informed about this crusade. I don't know if she or whoever the governor is needed to give the approval. The Ministry of Health, I don't know who is responsible to enforce the COVID-19 protocols. It has to be the Ministry of Health. Does the Ministry of Health have any extension or branch in Nicrotown that is responsible? I think it would be the local authority, maybe, to make sure that events that are held in any way, it got to be more about the D12 administration, the school administration. This is their property. This is the campus of D12 High School. They granted this approval. Were they assured that there will be security for our people? Were they assured that there will be lights provided in this place? The crusade was happening in the night to prevent criminals from coming in this place. Are they not aware of a COVID-19 protocol, if that is stayed around? And the Zogos, why are we having these people around? Have we not heard enough about these people terrorizing our people, stealing from them, joking people, hurting people, just for them to get something to survive? And yet nothing has been done about this. And finally, the LEC share any responsibility whatsoever here. I see somebody try to call. That is the only person who has attempted to call here. Bear with me. Let me quickly reconnect the phone line. Let me take a short break and connect the phone line, and then that caller will be connected to participate. The phone line has been on there for 1 hour, no one calls, so it has to go off. So bear with me here. Thank you, folks. I am back with you here. I see a caller. Caller, your name and where are you joining us from? And welcome to the broadcast. Caller, are you there? Caller, hello. All right, that caller seems not to be ready. Caller, if you are ready to talk, let me know. So, folks, at this time, I will give my closing. I think I have said enough. I think I have done the root cause analysis of this unfortunate situation that happened. Let me see. It seems to be somebody just joining. Caller with phone number ending in 6442. Your name and where you joining us from?
Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Davis.
Yes, please do not listen to the broadcast. You will hear me from the phone and go ahead, please, Mr. Davis.
Yes, I'm calling from Canada. My name is Stephen Davis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening to you. Who you think is responsible for what happened and how you think this can be avoided?
Thank you, my brother. Actually, I would say, first of all, I would say the pastor of the church responsible one, because the crusade will be taking place, because in the country situation, you should look at the situation in the country before putting on crusade. And when crusade is taking place, you're supposed to have time limit. If you want to start a crusade, it should be like maybe 4 to 6. Let people have time to go back home. But now when you're taking the crusade to that time of night, and people want to go home, and the country is not secure, and you're having crusade at that time. So it's very wrong. And two, the LDC responsible for that, because the country, they know the country is not safe. We don't have security in the country. So the lights are going to be on 24/7. We are in different land here, and we love our country. Our people are dying. Our people are going through situation in Liberia. And if this type of thing is going on because of crusade, as you said from the beginning, what are we having crusade? And we having 2-time crusade. We are not in the church. Crusade is supposed to be 1 time, everybody go home, not 2 times. First service, second service. It's not supposed to be taking place like that.
Mr. Davis.
I'm Mrs. Davis.
Oh, Mistress Davis, sorry. Mr. Davis, sorry about that. My question is, this pastor, this apostle, has been having crusade in many communities. This might be just an unfortunate situation. What will you say to that?
Well, if we having crusade in different communities, this is Nukuta and Borough. And because of the security there, you should have the crusade 1 time and close up and pack up to home. But because we want everybody to contribute into the crusade to do what we want to do, to please our own self-desire, that is what happened on that crusade ground.
You think the crusade? Some people think the crusade was necessary because there are some people that have some medical issues, some health problems, and they go to this crusade. Listen now.
I believe in that. I'm a Christian,
Mhm.
but I believe when we go to church, we have time limits in the church house to pray and for God to answer our prayer, and we get off. Continue praying, we don't get answer.
Some people went there for healing and deliverance and for blessing, and you don't want them to go and meet the apostle?
They have right to go and meet the apostle, but the time.
All right.
The time.
Thank you.
And they're not going to see the apostle one-on-one. It's crusade ground. You there with your whole heart. Your heart is your church. You claim the blessing from the altar.
So
when the time is limited, you're supposed to time. Oh, we're having this from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. It should be 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Now 2 service. That is my problem there.
So you think what should be done so as to prevent this thing from happening again? What you think should be done?
I think what's already done to prevent this for next time's sake and for other people's sake, if they want to go to anything like crusade, they should have security on ground to protect the members that are coming in, one, and the lights in the country should be on. And it should be one-time service, not 2 times. Because I learned that it was 2-time service. You're not supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Let's see whether this caller is ready. Caller with phone number ending in 9958. The name here say Herring. Are you with us now? All right. This caller is not ready.
All participants are muted and they can unmute themselves.
This caller is not ready, so we will leave it there. So let's see some comments here quickly. Let's see some comments here. Quickly. This one from Priscilla. Talk about this, oh my brother. My heart breaks about this situation. Priscilla again, thank you for trying to discuss this situation respectfully and something so tragic. Let's hear from Nathan Williams. Have my sympathy. I am a Liberian from Ninkru town and my heart breaks. Victor Sier, I'm watching from the job site. Victor, thanks for joining us there. This is Fokpa Kotuma, watching from Abu Dhabi City, UAE. Sure, we need to find the answers to this untimely attainment situation. Let's hear from Vahan Mandit Man. Reverend and pastors are very rich, while majority of their followers are very poor. Can someone explain to me what happened? Liberian citizens need to shine their eyes and stop running behind miracles. And I couldn't agree that. Fretus, watching from Spain, Sevilla. Liberians are all over the place. Victor Sier, I love this song because I can't get over what God has done for me just a few days ago at D12 fee, folks. Victor Sier again, I get a bad news concerning the death of my wife, but later God turned my tears to joy. Well, Victor, we thank God so much that your wife is alive, and we are saying our sincere condolences to those who lost their loved ones. Let's hear from T here. Preventative action is to understand capacity for all events venue. There should always be escape routes and a time on site for any large help in case of an emergency. We will continue with the reading of comments as we come right back. Stay tuned. Seems to have a caller on the line. Caller, hello there. Your name and where you joining us from?
I'm joining you guys from Colorado. My name is Ivan.
Let me hear you quickly.
Yes, I'm just calling in regards to the situation. First, I'd like to wish my condolences to all the families and family members of the lost one. I'm just trying to reach out to and let my Liberian people know this is unacceptable. The pastor needs to be held accountable. He went against every COVID protocol in Liberia. No security sector were in the area. I didn't even think he got clearance from the city where he held a crusade in to carry on any operation like that. He needs to be held accountable for this. And that's all I need to say on this.
Thank you so very much for calling.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we will continue with the reading of comments as we stated some phone calls. And if you want to also call the WhatsApp number for those who are in Liberia, you can still do. It is the number that starts with 612-433-4365. Look in the strolling text below. The number with 612-433-4365. You can also call that number and you will be given the opportunity to participate. If you don't want to go into the issues, at least you can, talk about, whatever sympathy you wish to express to those who lost their loved ones. Let's hear from Dwyer Ho, that so-called apostle or pastor and government responsible. And did again, in corrective action, preventative action analysis, we never look at the people, always the process that allowed the condition to occur. Like here from Aliu V. Vamba, you need to check your phone lines because people are calling. The phone line is all set up. Aliu, the phone line is all set up right here. It's all set up, Aliu, I don't know, man. For you, your phone line is always having problem. Your internet is always having problem. Augustine writes, I feel the pastor is responsible. He should have known better because he knows fully well there is no security in the country. Victor says, basically, please check your phone line because people are calling but no response. Well, the line is all set now. Victor, you can call. Tevin & Co., a lawyer friend, we are beyond root cause analysis. We know the root cause and race. GOL needs to hastily come up with an action plan which includes SMART goals. Thank you, Tavina. Tavina, again, day or night, the crime will have occurred. They are doing it daily in plain view. And I think she's speaking about the situation where the Zogos engaging law enforcement officers in the very Douala area. I believe someone got killed that time, if my memory is fresh on that. Tevina, again, don't say that. We all attend crusades when we were in Liberia. People must be free to worship their God in whatever way and manner. She disagreed with me, and I respect that. So true, my dear brother. That is Henry, who has been on the line and cannot talk. It has nothing to do with COVID. This could have still occurred if COVID was not a problem. That person is making their point. Like yeah, from Abraham here, Liberian government from past and present has failed to protect its citizens. That's person Abraham writes. My heartfelt sympathy to the huge loss of Liberians in Ninkru town. Victor, again, I am asking the family to take heart, and to these men of God, You should please use SKD because it has so many doors to get out, and D12 high is one way. Tavina is saying she is on hold where Tavina, yeah, from George Wright. You stupid fool were in force, were playing the other day. What kind of person is this? How do you write like this? This is a responsible forum. This is a responsible platform. George, you don't bring this nonsense here, okay? Priscilla, I'm sorry. I'm at work and not fully following. Priscilla again, my father was CA man. Let's hear from Tony Brooks. A.B. Kroma is responsible for all. He has security to enter the field. Let's hear from Tefo Amens. Mr. Amens is a presidential hopeful, 2023 presidential hopeful. I want to express my heartfelt sorrow for the unnecessary death of 30 persons who lost their lives at a Negro Town Crusade gathering, and to their families, hoping they can find solace in knowing that God is in control. Let's hear from Tevina Co. We are so quick to shift blame instead of focusing on the core issues. COVID-19 has nothing to do with this. Where we are, the COVID-19 guidelines, she said, where were the COVID-19 guidelines when the Palestinians were celebrating Weah and Mange birthday? Weah and Mange birthdays. Or counted me, market road opening. GOL needs to redirect state funding to this high-risk area. Tavina writes. But yeah, from Flomo Livingstone, religions is destroying Liberia. Our people need to come to the realization that religion will not help them. And I continue to tell that religion will not put bread on your table. They are not listening to me. Tavina, I just attended a 4-day church conference, and I was never afraid that Zogo, when I left every night, the same should be for those citizens, she writes. Tavina again, praying for the people of Ninkratown and their families. Stanley Thomas or Sewon, washing. Tavina again, the people are hopeless, hence they will turn to anything or everything that seems smoothing, right? Is that it? I can understand. Let me continue to read comment. Let me hear from Patricia Livingstone. So true about the religion in Liberia. The Bible didn't say religion was for sale, and we never read that all the miracles Jesus performed were paid for by the people that he healed. A person is agreeing with me that Tavinaco again, crime happens everywhere. I won't blame the pastor. GOL and the church need to put safeguards in place to avoid a repeat or worse situation. My 2 cents. I take your 2 cents and I pull it in my pocket, but maybe I will give it to that man of God for offering. Marina Jones, he is a great servant of God. I respect him. Well, Tonya Brooks, A.B. Kroma needs to send the money he collected from the people and give it back to them. I will say that too. They are having religion for sale. We are sorry for what transpired, but he is a good person and he has impacted many. Okay, they said that man impacted many people. Those fake and corrupt pastors we have in Liberia, Tavina Co, end time, my dear, the criminals are in the church too. People will take advantage of the loopholes, period. Patricia Livingstone, most of the problems is education. Most of the problem is education. Our people need to go to school so that they can think and reason logically. Let's hear from Eugene. Eugene, right? A man could only see the riches and blessings coming just to get money, but could not see the danger coming. I like that one. You can see all the things, but you can see the danger coming. The church and all other organizers of Seminars events should request and have police present at all events. Tevina is busy. This must be touching your life. It's touching me. I visited Liberia during Ellen's days. Light was everywhere, yet the Zogo yank my sister phone in my present. So one of the problems there, that's the Zogos. We need to take care of the Zogos situation. They hear from Ablamo, Liberians keep worshiping the devil. Oh my God. God game of death. Wow, this person might be frustrated here that people are using God's name for the wrong reason. I think the government needs to do something about the Zogos. Yep, the government needs to do something about the Zogos. Did I read that one? Give me a break about COVID-19 protocol. GOL leaders who should be setting example are not even adhering to the protocols, and that is true. Let me read a long run from Panando. In Liberian Christian tradition, revivals were always held by mainline churches, which lasted for 3 days to a week. Now, the new phenomena of crusades have supplanted this, falsely promising our vulnerable people miracles and prosperity that never happened. With the GOL having no system of handling crowd control, it has to ban any future crusades of this nature to prevent reoccurrence of this situation. No more such crusade should be held, and I will add to that period. Well, let me see if I have a caller. No caller, and so we will leave it there with calls and comments. And now let me pay my tribute to the people of Ninkrutan, especially the victims. I want to now say my sincere condolences to the families who lost their loved ones. We know that no beautiful words, how powerful they may sound, as moving as may sound, as mournful as they may sound, will bring back to life your loved ones that you lost. And that is the inconvenient truth that you face today. But as you live, you have an opportunity to honor their memories. You have an opportunity to wish them farewell. An opportunity that some did not have, especially during the war. Some people were killed, and their loved ones didn't get to bury them, didn't get to see them, don't even know their graves. I know this is painful. I know no level of sympathy can console you right now as you mourn, because this is heavy. You didn't see this coming. Some of you even got to know after your loved ones were pronounced dead. We know of his father who lost his son. This must be very hard. We also heard about a pregnant woman who died while carrying a child in her stomach. That husband must be in tears, and no amount of words will be able to quench that pain, that sorrow. But know this: life is life for what it is. This indeed was preventable. This indeed could have been avoided, but that did not happen. Find solace in the God you serve. Find solace in the opportunity that you have to be able to say, fare thee well, loved one, and fare thee well, that you came on this earth, which is a strange place for us. We are told that we are all strangers on this planet called Earth, that we are all here on a mission. Some people mission sometime cut so short, but such is the situation. Honor their memories. Find solace that you will be able to say bye-bye, that you will be able to remember them for the smiles that they brought to you, for the memories that they share with you, for the time you had with them. And that you will have the opportunity to take them to a final resting place, a place that you will remember year after year, and sometimes visit them. An opportunity, I want to repeat, some, even to today's date, don't have. We say, we are sorry for your loss. We say, have our sincere condolences. We say, have our deepest sympathy for the loss of your loved ones. May the good old Lord grant you the strength to withhold your pain, to withhold your tears, and grant you the strength to give them the burial befitting of their memories, befitting of their dignity, and befitting of their humanity. May the good old Lord grant you strength to live your life and move on, and yet remembering that you will forever remember them, that you will forever honor their memories. Even while they are gone, you will not forget them. And that is the responsibility that you have undertaken now. And we know you have the ability, the capacity, and the love to be able to execute that, to honor their memories, to remember them for who they are, and their humanity, and the dignity. My name is Anthony Sie, the host of the Hour of Politics here at Focus on Liberia. To the people of Ninkru Town, we are sorry. To the family of D12, we are sorry. To the country, Liberia, we are sorry. We want to take this time now to call on all leaders to use this as a teachable moment. May this moment not be like no other or all others, where something unfortunate happened and everyone think that they have the solution, that everyone think they will do something about it, and then nothing is done. We are calling on the government of Liberia. We are calling on the president of Liberia that it is about time this Zogo crisis is giving it the needed and severe attention it deserves, and right now. For far too long, people have been killed by Zogos. For far too long, valuables have been taken away by these criminals. And for far too long, these criminals continue to instill fear in the lives of our people. This must stop. This government must take responsibility and do something about this thing for Christ's sake. We are calling on the administration of D12 that before you grant any approval for any gathering of this magnitude on your campus, on the field, ensure that you ask the needed questions, that the organizers guarantee the security of those that they will be inviting to that gathering. Ensure that they talk to LEC that the event is this day and they're going to provide sufficient, reliable electricity throughout the time of the event. Leaders need to take action. We are calling on all pastors, especially those who are in the habit of organizing crusades, that as they organize these crusades, these religious events, and any other event of that matter, be a political campaign, that security is given credence, is put into place, that the safety of the people that are coming to that event remain paramount, so as to avoid this ugly thing from showing its face again. And to this so-called apostle, called Apostle Abraham Cromar, you have been in this business or having crusades and religious events for one reason only: to snatch few dollars from poor people in exchange for fake miracles and deliverance and blessing that never come their way anyway. This behavior must stop. I will encourage you to use your rhetorical skills to tell these people that they need to use their hands and find a way to improve their lives, for there is no food for lazy men. Even Comrade Jesus, as he walked on the face of the earth, I remember Jesus went fishing with his apostles. Even those guys who were walking with Comrade Jesus, they were working. They were fishermen. Tell our people, and let these churches be able to give loans to their members so that they can do businesses. Let these churches now continue or think about organizing, skill training programs so that their members can get involved into productive activities. And from those productive activities, they can start their own businesses. Let the church money be used to build the capacities of its members, and not to build the pockets, and not to fill the pockets of pastors and their wives, while their members languish in utter poverty, and the little they have has been taken away in the name of offering, when there's no accountability whatsoever with this offering. And to you, the members, to you, Mr. Christian, to you, Mistress Christian, Sister Christian, Brother Christian, do you not know your God for yourself? Can you not pray? Do you not know that this God has blessed you with impeccable internet and 5 senses that you can use? And you continue to subject yourself to fake pastors, to apostles and bishops who offer you nothing but false hope every time in exchange for your little penny in the name of offering? Have you not had enough of this? When will you open your eyes? How many persons have to die before you get to know? Tell me about a crusade in which tell me about a crusade that you attended, and then you got that solution that you've been wanting. Maybe it was this economic solution. Well, I will leave you with your God. I will leave you with your religion, because this is a big part of your life. I know it gives you hope. I know it sustains you, hopefully, that there is a better day. Maybe that's the good part. But the bad part is that it imbues in you, this listener, and false hope that someday it will be well, but it will not be well until you use your hands, until you use your head, until you do something. Because the Bible said, faith without work is dead. So don't sit there. In Liberia, they said, do something. Prayers without work is dead. It's not just faith. Here at Focus on Liberia, we provoke you to think. We elevate the discussion. We promote the discussion. We conscientize the society. We conscientize our people to think for themselves and not allow others to use them as tools and stooges for their own benefit, at their detriment, at their dissatisfaction, at their displeasure, and at their mystery. This must stop. So all leaders must use this situation as a teachable moment and take actions to prevent this thing from happening. And those who are in charge of holding those who are responsible accountable for this should do it now. I don't want to see this again. I don't want to hear this again. Actions, actions, action. And to you, the bereaved ones, again, we are sorry. And we will leave you now with this beautiful song by our brother from Ninkrutown, Brother A. Sefo Quia. He will sing for us a minute or two, and then we'll close with our powerful Ninkrutown song done by Summertime International, entitled We Are All Liberians. I love you all, but your God loves you best. Until I see you again, I'm Anthony Sie, the host of the Hour of Politics. I hope your time was worth it. Bye-bye.
Musron tropo na monyre ti pro ko de no no kombo o samokron pena.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home. Liberian people. Liberia, you raise the everyone. Liberia, Liberia, you raise the everyone. Liberia,